चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुकुं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 So we are reading chapter 15, text 7. Let's follow along. Mamaivaṁsho jivaloke
ममैवंशो जीवलोके
जीवभूता सनातनः
जीवभूत सनातनः
मनसः सन्द्रियाणि शस्त्रेन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति.
प्रकृतिस्थानि निकर्षति.
Beautiful words to start today's Bhagavad Gita. The living entities. Who are the living entities? We are the living entities. In the conditioned world, which world we live in? We don't live in spiritual world. We live in material world, which is called as conditioned world. Which is you see that everywhere they put three asterisk conditions applied. So everything in the material world, conditions applied. Everything are my eternal fragment parts. Krishna is our supreme father, and we are his eternal parts. Now that's very interesting. One may say our life is limited. Someone live 40, 50, 60, 70. When we say I, we have to clarify I'm not the body, I'm the soul. Soul is eternal. When we leave this body, if we don't perfect our life in this life, our next body is ready. We get into that and then start doing reaping the fruits of our karma and performing more karmas for which the fruits are awaiting, right? Due to conditioned life, we are struggling very hard with six senses, which include the mind. To be honest, to realize that I'm struggling is a very difficult thing in today's world.
60 people come to me.
Yeah. When we grow old, the body doesn't respond the way we want, right? Then we are thoroughly we realize we are thoroughly struggling, right? So the question comes in is that, like a child, the fan is running. Earlier times there used to be table fan. Nowadays it has changed, or they have modified in so many ways you can't put your hand in, right? But earlier times, as a kid, we used to ask, I want to see touch that fan. Father will say, no, you will hurt your finger. No, I want to do that again and again. Okay, you go and touch it. What does father does? Switches off the fan, And then when it is almost about to close, now you put your finger, right? Now, is the father cruel? No, father is not cruel. The child has the desire, in spite of being told, don't do this, I want to do it. And then father minimizes that to, oh, it got hurt and I learned a lesson, I will never do it. Right? Unfortunately, in the material world, we go through so many suffering, we forget. You go to hospital, like I'll give you one example. I had a kidney stone. Such a severe pain, at least my understanding, my experience was at severe pain. Waiting in the waiting area. Or they will not ER, whatever, or urgent care. They won't take it right away, right? It's just the line you have to follow. 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. I was just waiting there for 8 hours. Then finally, this is when they took me inside. Then inside another 2 hours, I'm waiting. Hey, where is the doctor? You sit there, the doctor will come whenever he wants. Literally, they said. After that, by the time he came, the pain subsided. So this guy gave me a painkiller, Tylenol, you go home. Hey, I didn't wait for 10 hours to get a Tylenol. I already have Tylenol. I have a kidney stone. You see that. No, let me do analysis. And after that, did a series of tests. Okay, now this and XYZ doctor is there. You take an appointment for him. Can you give me a shortcut that I can get an appointment? No, you have to call. I got an appointment. He said, after 3 months, you come. Yeah, I'm in a pain. What do I do now? I have to take medicine. Whenever you have a pain, you go to urgent care. Or you go to, there is no urgent care in Canada, you go to hospital. Why I'm giving this example? Our situation is exactly like that. When the misery comes, we remember this world is a Dukhalyama Shashwatam. This world is full with miseries. We come to the hospital. What is the hospital for us? We come to temple. At that time, the prayer comes from our heart.
But the sad part is at the age, if we are not doing now, at the age of 65, 70, even if we say to remember,
Absolutely.
it won't come. It's happening with my
Absolutely.
father
For an
also.
example, a kid who doesn't learn writing, thinking that when I grow old, I'll automatically learn. Will that happen? No. No. We have to gradually learn. So, life, when we talk about death is an exam, life is a preparation. Very few people realize that. You want to experience that to realize, oh, life was a preparation. It's too late, buddy. We can't get in anything now, right? That's the problem. We are struggling. The more we realize we are struggling, there are two level of realization. One is based on the principle. I heard, I understood, man, life is going to give me trouble whether today or tomorrow. Better earlier I realized, and I spend on the medicine, which is practicing Krishna consciousness, especially chanting Hare Krishna with utmost attention. The second one is I keep going through kick of Maya. This is the problem, this is the problem, this is the problem. Everyone gives trouble one after the other. Body gives trouble, mind gives trouble, relatives give trouble, people around us give trouble. How many of us like our boss? Nobody likes our boss. You're waiting for the job. When you get into the job, you will say, oh, this is not what I was expecting. Sorry, I didn't want to put you in distress. But, oh, you have to work hard. It gives you trouble left and right. What to do? On after that, nature, material nature, whether I want or not want, whether I want COVID or not COVID, it's coming. It was there. Nobody wanted, but everyone was getting it, whether we want or we don't want. Nobody is spared. So material nature, and then death is anyhow there. So you see, from the day we take birth, we forget that experience what it takes to be in mother's womb like a sake. Just imagine a child just being put in that for a few minutes. You feel like this is disturbing. And then on top of it, there are other issues in the body. The ants are trying to eat, trouble there. And then finally, this guy comes out, and mother and father are happy. Other people, mother also goes through suffering. Father hardly realizes whatever going on other than going to the hospital. She finally feels okay, and then she has to struggle for another few months. And then after that, the bigger struggle, which is for mother and father both, to taking care of kid, to make care he doesn't or she doesn't sleep in the night and all that stuff. After that, when kids start speaking, with the broken words. Oh, we love it so much. Oh, this is such an amazing thing. And we forget everything. And then when the kids grow, you like them. And then finally, when they grow to a certain age where they say, who are you? Why should I follow you? No, it's the same kid. I grew him up, or I grew her up. That's the material world, right? So Prabhupada writes beautifully in the purport. In this verse, the identity of living being is clearly given. What is our identity? We are fragmental part and parcel of Supreme Lord. What is the meaning of fragmental part and parcel? Anybody? Fragment we know, smaller part. We are Anu, Krishna is Vibhu. We are Anu and Krishna is Vibhu. Like a drop of ocean and the ocean. What's the difference? Qualities are same, quantity is different. So we are fragmental. We are part and parcel. Like a child tissues, they are from mother and father. Same way we are part and parcel of Supreme Lord. We are the child of Krishna. Eternally, not that we just came here. Whether I'm taking a birth of a dog, cat, or a pigeon, Krishna is always there as a Paramatma within my heart. It is not that he has. It is not that we assume individually in the conditioned life and our liberated state becomes one with the Supreme Lord. We never become one with Lord. Our identity is never lost. The only difference is we have spiritual identity versus material identity, which keeps changing, right? We are eternally fragmented, we are small. It is clearly said, Sanatana, according to Vedic version, the Supreme Lord manifests and expands himself in innumerable expansions. We have seen so many avatars of Krishna, right? Of which primary expansions are called Vishnu Tattva and secondary expansions called as living entities. We are not Vishnu Tattva, we are living entities. In other words, the Vishnu Tattva is the personal expansion and the living entity are the separated expansion. One is it? We don't like the word separated, but why is separated? Because I have my individual desire to enjoy away from Krishna. That is why I'm separated. I wasn't separated from Krishna in spiritual world, but I wanted to be away from Krishna. I wanted to be the proprietor and creator. That's why I'm separated. By his personal expansion, he is manifested in various forms like Lord Rama, Nrsimhadev, Vishnu Murti, and all the predominating deities in the Vaikuntha planet. And we discussed it multiple times, but for your awareness, there is a material world. In the material world, I'll again share that picture. One universe. I want more. Let me show the whole picture. This is one universe. Is this the whole picture? No. Give me 1 second. I'll load the whole picture. That's actually I saved it, but I don't know where it is. Give me 1 second. I'll just. This is one universe. Okay, let me just start with this thing. Okay, so let's see this picture. Oh, where did it go? I'm going to share it online so that we understand. Share this tab and see. So what do we see and what do we see? Mommy the mother, you're able to see it, right? Okay, I hope so. This is the world we are in, right? Where we are at the Earth planet. We are at Borloka, right? Below that are lower planets. These are hellish planets. So if we perform vikarma, there are three kind of karma. One is karma, which is good karma. Second is vikarma, which are bad karmas. They take us down. Okay, so this is where the Earth planet is. Above that are heavenly planets. All these are heavenly planets. You see, Mahaloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka. That highest planet in the material world is Satyaloka, where Lord Brahma resides. Lord Brahma is the material father of all living entities. He creates everyone, right? And above that is Garbhadakshayi Vishnu. Garbhadakshayi Vishnu creates everything. You see this? He enters into every universe and creates everything. And what you see on the right hand side, you want to come this side or you're okay? So, what are we made of? Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Right? What is our body made of? Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Above that is mind, above that is intelligence, and the outermost layer is false ego. So to go back to spiritual world, we have to leave all this, the mind, intelligence, as well as the false ego. And the higher you go, the layer is even more tougher. So, which means water layer is more tougher than the earth, than the mind. It's like thousand times. I forgot the number, right? So there are different in charge of this material world. You see Durga Maya. She is actually Mahamaya. She is the one who is controlling this world. Okay, and she is an expansion of Srimati Radharani. But like we are talking about the perverted reflection, we are talking about the banyan tree, the reflection. This is exactly the same thing. Now, above this all universes, there are various universes. You just see this is one universe which is zoomed in. Yeah. So it's not that we live in only one universe. We keep moving in different universes as long as we are in the material world. As long as we have a material desire, we move here, right? Now, if I go back here, let me see if I have a picture which is talking about all planets, right? Here you go, man. This is what I was looking for.
Multiverse.
Yeah, I'm going to share this. Let me see. How do I zoom in? Okay, let's see. Yeah, yeah, this is the picture. Let me zoom in. Come on, I want to zoom in. No, this is notification, bro. Hare Krishna. See, this is a problem. I can't save as either. Let me see if this you see. Yeah, okay. Let's. I think this is good enough. So what we saw is a zoomed version of one universe, right? Above that is a Karnadakshai ocean, right? This is full. This is where the Karnadakshai Vishnu lies. There are three Vishnus. One is Garbhadakshai Vishnu. Second, I know we talked about it, but this is very important. Karnadakshai Vishnu, right? From him, all the universes enter, and he himself enters as Garbhadakshai Vishnu to maintain the universe. That's why I see Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. You remember, Vishnu is the maintainer. We talk about this Vishnu, right? This is Karnadakshai Vishnu. The Gyanis who practice Jnana Yoga, they come to hear Brahman Jyoti. What is Brahman Jyoti? The light emanating from Krishna's body. Above that is Kailash. Now, above all this are Vaikuntha planets. So you see Narsimha Loka, you see Ram Loka, all these are Vaikuntha Loka. All different, unlimited Vaikuntha Loka. I'm not able to zoom, but otherwise you see different Krishna's incarnations are here, right? They are not part of material world. And the topmost planet in Vaikuntha is Golok Vrindavan, where Krishna lives. So when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which is hardly visible here, it has potency to take us from here to directly take back to spiritual world. That's the power of Maha Mantra, which we lack to realize that, right? So coming back here, share this tab instead. So a fragment parcel and morsel of the Supreme Lord, the living entities also have fragmental portion of his qualities. I mentioned that. Of which independence is one, free will. What is the only thing we possess is a free will. What is a free will? My own desire. Like for an example, you go down the road, you see a wallet. Wallet is $1 million. Again, I don't know how $1 million will fit in, but just for the sake of understanding, $1 million. Now you take that $1 million. Now you are filled with so many thoughts. How I'm going to use that $1 million? Well, am I going to buy a car? Am I going to buy a bungalow? Am I going to buy a city? Band kar dunga, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Am I going to go and do a gambling? Oh, wonderful. Concert? Second, yes. Okay, bro. Thank you. That's what I was thinking. It's very nice today. It's not very hot.
Somewhere it's breezy, I thought.
Yeah, thank you. So, what do? I decide, oh, I want to do gambling. Or I want to go to a wrong place, enjoy opposite sex. Based on how I utilize that decides my future destiny. So we all have a free will. What we all have? We have free will. How I want to use that free will. Right now we are sitting here. I could be watching movie on the couch, switching AC on, or I can just go out, have a walk maybe for 5-6 miles. How I'm utilizing my free will that decides my destiny. So every living entity as an individual soul has its personal individuality and minute form of independence. By misuse of that independence, one becomes a conditioned soul. We are not forced to be here. We chose to be here. Right?
Really,
So
I just have one question for you. When we talk about the individuality,
hmm,
really same thing. When I was reading Bhagavatam,
hmm,
Bhishma was in the deathbed,
hmm.
and he's explaining Varnashrama and everything to
Yes.
Arjuna.
Yes.
To
give this to
there
specific.
really, how the question is related to the Shudra, right? The lowest, of out of four, lowest in the sense in the
Yeah,
order,
in the
not
order.
like
Yeah.
in the quality or
Yeah.
everybody is equal, but
Yeah.
in the order. But what he suggested, he's saying that Shudra, he should always serve the master. He should not get any money, even he should not give any extra money, so that he'll use for gambling, as you said. So when a new person is reading, so how will they take Prabhuji? Even we are talking about the individuality and all. Let's say, as in, for me, I know the basic. Not an expert, but basics. But when I see when a new person, someone is hearing, I don't know
How to take it.
how to take it. Even they said, even sometimes they mention about women also, right?
Yeah, I'll cover both the aspects. So let's talk about Shudra first. Question for you.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I'm doing.
No, this is good.
Yeah.
Who are we? Are we the body or are we the soul?
Body.
Is the soul Shudra or Brahmana?
No.
Is the soul man or woman?
No.
No.
So where is this concept comes from?
So bodily.
Bodily concept, which means it's temporary.
Simple.
Now the question comes in is, I think your phone is ringing. The question comes in is, when you pass 12th grade, one person goes for engineering, second one goes for doctorate, second one goes for CA, fourth one, at least those were the streams at that time. Another one can go for civil engineer, whatever. I think even in engineering there are multiple divisions. Why there is not? Why there is only? Why shouldn't there be only one division? Why? Everyone has their propensity, right? A person who wants to be a doctor, he has a different propensity. Like a person who, like for an example, when your kid grows up and you want to decide which stream, so if he just a last minute reader, you will never send him to medical. Am I making sense?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Because medical requires a lot of study. You cannot just read at last minute and then go for exam. Hey, for you, you go in different stream, don't go. That's based on propensity. Now one may say, hey, why are you criticizing me? Why you're sending me to engineering? I want to be doctor. What will you tell? Your propensity is different. There is nothing wrong with you. There is a propensity you have, and then based on that, your propensity is like that. So, like there are people, let's give an example about Vaishya. Vaishya means what? Mercantile family. There are people who are business minded. Now, if you ask them to become a teacher, will they become a teacher? They, even if they become a teacher, they will not do a good job there, because their mentality will be behind, how can I get money out of it? Am I making sense?
Yeah.
That is what is happening today. But that's not the mentality a teacher should have, because teacher is Brahmana. He is supposed to teach. But if a mercantile go, then family, it doesn't fit in. So these Varna and ashrams, especially Varnas, are created based on the propensity. Now one may say, who am I? Let's compare. Brahmana waking up at 3 a.m., taking 3 times bath, controlling the tongue. They eat whatever is given. The disciple doesn't eat until the spiritual master eat. How about the spiritual master is outside in a different town? What will happen? Are we fitting to Brahmana? Cross. Let's talk about Kshatriya. Can I maintain everyone? Do I have a Brahmana to follow? Do I follow their instruction? Unfortunately, no. Cross. Some of us are Vaishya, some of them are Shudra. Now, when it comes to Vaishyas are supposed to give charity to Kshatriyas. Right? Kshatriyas are supposed to protect. And Vaishyas are supposed to pay the taxes. They run mercantile, right? And they work for. Now everyone wants to be a CEO. Are we the CEO? No, we have a boss, which means we are Shudras. Am I making sense so far? Whether I want or I don't want, I'm not a CEO. I'm working under someone, which means I'm a Shudra.
So everyone is Shudra.
Everyone is Shudra.
Yeah.
Now question is,
Even I heard in one of the classes, sometimes we are not even Shudras. Because Shudras follows the instructions properly, whereas we don't.
we are not. We are not.
do it, yeah.
So now there are multiple principles on that. I'll cover as many as possible. So how am I Shudra? Because I'm working for someone. I'm not working for myself. So business guys, may you can call, but they also are sometimes servant of their customers. So which means they are working for someone. Exactly, right? So we are Shudra. Now why we are Shudra? Just because the work I'm doing. I'm not, the Shudra is like a Bhangi. That is man-made system. We are not talking about that. That is all manipulated. We are talking about what Krishna created. There is no Bhangi system there in that way. Lower caste or anything like that. Right? So this is Shudra. Now coming back to one time, one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada asked, Prabhupada, you are mentioning about that. Like someone is telling you are a woman. He said, what do you think? Prabhupada asked her, what do you think? If he is telling that woman is lower, you are thinking you are a woman, which means you are thinking you are the body. Our philosophy is not we are the body. Our philosophy is not I am the man or I am the woman. Our philosophy is I am the soul, eternal servant of Krishna. I am here to get out of this world. I don't want to get caught up with this, that, these designations. They are related to the body. I don't want to focus on that piece. So even if it is mentioned, the point here is that if we are thinking I'm a man and woman, ultimately we are defeating the purpose here. So that's where we have to come out of that mentality. Earlier times, the Shastras are mentioned in that way. There are four Vedas we talked about. In some of them, there are principle of sati and all this. Where woman enters, when the man leaves, she also has to enter in the fire. And people think from that perspective that women are considered to be lower. That is not the point here. Ultimately, we all are lower. If I don't realize I am just the servant, we will rot here in the material world. That's our philosophy. And that's where the beauty lies in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness does not tell you that you become a CEO and you are the CEO. Yeah, I'm not the CEO, I'm the servant. Whether it's a CEO or CTO or a temple president, everyone is a servant. What is our qualification? Servant. Nobody is a master here. Plus Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, neither we are Brahmana, neither we are Vaishya, neither we are Kshatriya, or neither we are Shudra. Who we are? Pada Kamaleru, Das Anu, Das Anu, Das Anu, Das. We are just the servant. That's our identity. This has to be extremely clear. So if someone says, who doesn't have this philosophy, so ask him, what do you think? You're the body? Okay, he says, I'm the body. So when you were small, how come your eyes were different, your face was different? Were you that body or were you non-body? How about 10 years back? You had a different body or did you? Oh, it's the same body which grew. How about the soul? Did they grow? Well, I don't know. Maybe because the body grows, the soul grows. No, soul remains the same. So who are you? Are you the body or are you the soul? Are you a woman? Okay. So how about in the next life if you become a man or if you become a dog? What will happen?
So even without realizing this body and spirituality, probably still we see, right? I mean, my leg is paining, my hand is paining.
What is paining?
Yeah.
So a question I asked when my wife was being burned, why she was not feeling fire? Your leg is hurting, right? Why it is hurting? Why someone who is dead?
But there is
a wonderful devotee around 70 years of age. He would come here and chop vegetables. Babu Rao Prabhu, you know him?
Yeah, I see. On weekends,
he died.
Oh, is it Prabhuji?
Just 2 days back in a horrible accident in Hyderabad. Just got to know. Wonderful soul.
Yeah, I've seen. I think even you saw Prabhuji.
Yeah, most of us, except
fat and age.
he would come every.
I dropped him in the apartment one time.
Yeah, he was a
During
police
the
officer.
festival. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, he was telling he was
He
served.
unfortunately left.
Okay.
What happened, Prabhuji?
He met with an accident.
Oh,
Very horrible. He left.
here in Michigan?
No, Hyderabad.
Oh, he went to Hyderabad. See,
He-
fate.
He went to see different holy places. Why I am saying this thing? Time is very short.
Yeah, I know.
This devotee, you were having prasad. You saw one foreigner devotees was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how many years he has spent in Krishna consciousness?
15 years.
No.
No, since 15 years I'm staying.
He is
But 4
staying.
years I'm very close, he said.
Yeah, and out of that 1.5 to 2 years, he's standing 16 rounds, following all regulative principle. He's getting initiated this weekend. He is getting a guru. Now the question comes in and say, man, what am I doing? It is all individual choice. It is all our desire. How I want to be. Where do I want to go? What is stopping me? For this person, he came from Mangalarti this morning. And he comes every Sunday program, attends every association. He took up, attends classes, attends this principle, understand, does his service. All said, hey, I clear. I need a guru. I need a guru. He was behind. I need a guru. Understood. Philosophy is clear. Without guru, I can't get anything. Clear. That's what I'm requesting you all. Set up a goal. Not getting a guru is not a material achievement. You know what? If one gets a guru, for one or the other reason, if you can't make it, guru will make sure you make it. That is the power. It is like earlier times there used to be Luna. You remember Luna?
Yeah.
If you're on the highway, which has a speed limit here like 80, 90, and you want to go 100 miles, how fast can you go? 30? Not even 30, maybe 20 miles.
You have to push in legs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, man, I'm just running. There is
It will like
there is Benz going, there is BMW going. I'm not going anywhere, man. Where am I going? You remember Luna, bro?
Yes.
Where am I going? But you have a friend, and he owns the helicopter. Hey, can you take me? This guy comes from top, puts the rope, you tie the Luna. What speed it will go at? Can BMW cope up with that?
No.
Ferrari cope up with that? No. This is spiritual master who can pick you and drive you at the speed of 1,000 or 5,000 miles. That's why it's so important, right? So sorry for getting distracted. But what we talked in this verse is the living entity is in the condition state we are struggling. That is the whole idea, right? Any questions or more comments? Any comments online? Okay. Verse 8. Shariram yad avapnoti yachapi utkramatshvara Grihitvaitani samyati
Grihitvaitani samyati
Vayurgandan iva shayat.
Vayurgandan ivasya.
Can you read the translation?
The
The
living
living entity in the material world carries his different conceptions of life from one body to another. As the air carries aromas, thus he takes one kind of body and again quits it to take another.
You see, in the summer, a lot of birds are there. Have you seen birds coming and asking for pizza? No, right? Have you seen a dog coming here in the temple and offering obeisances? Why? Same soul, right? We just not talked about it. So what happens?
Only human have that extra sense to
Correct, but the soul is same, right?
soul,
So what has changed?
body.
Okay, so what changes with the body? Soul remains the same. We are not the body, we are the soul, right?
maybe intelligence will be.
Okay, but the intelligence carries from the previous body. We talked about, right? Mind, intelligence, ego comes from the previous body. So if I was a devta like Indra, not Indra, please forgive me. I was a devta, and I come here and I tell you, hey, who are you? Do you know who am I?
I don't know.
I'm a devta. I came, I have my mind and intelligence coming from there. What will you say? Go to the psychiatrist. You will say. So question coming back is, what is changing? Whenever the soul enters into a certain body, it is trained to behave like that. Right? It is told to behave like that. That's how everything happens. So what does say? The living entity in the material world carries a different conception of life from one body to another. You know, some of the people are afraid of height. Some of the people are afraid of water.
Yeah.
Some of the people are afraid of some other things. Why? They are carrying those aromas from their previous life. There are experiences, strong experiences they carry along with their soul in the next life. That is what this verse is talking about. Which means if I'm practicing a Tiro Bhakti, Tiro means intense Bhakti, it will carry me to the next life. That is so important. If I can't make it at the last minute, you carry it in the next birth. Thus, he takes one kind of body and again quits it to take another. But everything depends on the type of body we are getting, is based on my desire. What is it? I'm taking the body based on my desire. There was one very rich guy in Italy.
Yeah.
I mentioned, right? This guy wanted to build a monument on the ocean. Yeah, I want my palace on the ocean, surface of ocean. So, because he had money, there are a lot of contractors bid. So they said, build it. They started building. It was building for years. About to get over the building. So this guy was excited. What is he waiting for? After years, I'll go and stay in a monument which I created, man. After the construction, it just sank for 2 feet. This guy had a heart attack, he died. Now the question comes, what was the thought process he was carrying? I want to live in that palace.
For whole life.
Correct. So what applies here? Law
Soul
of
is
last
always-
thought.
Yeah.
Right? What applies here? Law of last thought. But what is the other principle which has to go with law of last thought? The karma.
Next time he will be in the same.
Correct. But karma also has to
Yeah, karma.
award you, right?
Based
Yeah.
on
Based
Like,
on my,
Dhritarashtra.
I would say I want to be a CEO of the company. In my pocket, I don't have a penny.
To get
So you need karma
positive.
and you need a desire.
Correct.
So desire was there.
karma.
Karma wasn't there. He took a birth as a spider in that monument.
Oh.
Am I making sense so far?
Yeah.
This is important. What desires are we making? That's what this verse is talking about. Material world carries this different conception of life from one body to another. I have a desire, I want to stay. That doesn't go. You know, a lot of people who get subtle body. You know what subtle body is all about? People who don't have a physical body. You know, bhoot, pret and all that stuff. Right? Because they had a desire.
Not resist.
And they took a suicide. They did a suicide. Before their end time, if you leave your body, you have to live in that subtle body. What is subtle body? Mind, intelligence, and ego. You have to live in that subtle body until you get an expert.
It's
And-
very difficult, right?
Prabhu, can you imagine? Now you are hungry, you want to have pizza, you can buy and have pizza. Even if your stomach doesn't have this thing, you can at least ability to buy. You are enjoying through your body. When you don't have a body, but the desire is there to enjoy, what will you do? That's why they try to enter in someone else's body, because I want to enjoy. I can't enjoy without my body.
Even they feel hunger and everything.
Yes, because the hunger is not. This is very important. Does a dead body has a hunger? No. Why?
Body is
Completely.
Now the question comes: is the soul hungry?
no.
No.
Soul is also not hungry.
But subtle
Body is not. Subtle body is asking, I want food now. What happens on Nirjala Ekadashi? Does the body needs food?
No.
To be honest, no.
Mind says.
Does the soul need food or water? No. But my mind says, man, how can you live without water? How can you live without eating? So what do? Give a slap to your mind. I will not give you. I will not give you. That is Ekadashi. Unless you do austerity, you cannot control mind. The only way to control mind is first part austerity, and then the second part is engaging in Krishna's service. Because austerity also has its side effect. What is the side effects? Mind, above mind, what is there? Intelligence. Above intelligence, what is there? Ego. And look at me, I'm doing austerity. I did Nirjala today. Look at this guy, he's eating prasad. You defeated the purpose. What was the austerity for? Pleasing Krishna. What am I doing austerity for? To give my collar up. Right? So that's the whole idea. The living entity in the
One question.
material.
So assume like in this life at the end stage, if we remember Krishna and like if Vishnu Dutas come and take us, still we have birth as a human, or that is
Vishnu
something-
Devatas only come
Yeah.
when we are going back to spiritual.
Okay, that's what. Like if that comes, no more births, right?
No more birth. But our bhakti has to be there.
Yeah, that's what. At the end stage, as you said, let at the end, if you want to be enjoy, then again we'll come to enjoy. If you want to mukti, we'll get it. Probably. Again, that is best.
I'll
Karma
come.
plus that.
No, I'll come to that. Go ahead. First you finish and then I'll cover your point because it's very important.
Irrelevant question, Prabhuji, but
So let me finish this point. I thought it's relevant. Does karma apply on bhakti?
Come.
Does karma applies on bhakti?
Yes.
No.
No.
If karma applies on bhakti, then karma has to be superior, no?
Okay.
But how can the bhakti be superior if karma applies to that? Bhakti is superior. For bhakti, no karma applies. Karma helps you to practice bhakti, but karma doesn't give you bhakti. You can't say, I will do a lot of charity and all that stuff and I'll automatically grow in Krishna consciousness. No, concept is completely wrong.
Good answer.
Karma gives you the platform to practice bhakti. For an example, you are sitting here, you are sitting here, you are sitting here, I'm sitting here. Not everyone is living in America. There are people on the street side of India. Why? Because of the karma, I have been given this facility to enjoy, not enjoy, to practice bhakti. But if I'm utilizing that karma for a wrong purpose, I will go into the same street and be on the other side. Am I making sense of what? So karma doesn't apply. Now the question comes in is, okay, I understood law of last thought. I'm practicing bhakti. I will make sure I'll remember Krishna. In front of my eyes, when my wife came from ventilator, doctors explained me her lungs are not working. If your lungs doesn't work, lung is what? Oxygen. Brain works on oxygen. If you don't have oxygen, how will your brain work? If your brain doesn't work, how are you going to remember God? So what will happen now? What will happen now? Brain isn't working, which means finished. I can't remember Krishna. That's where we need to understand this principle or this process is full mercy game. I can only write my exam paper, but whether teacher is going to give 50 marks or 60 marks, it's up to him. Am I making sense? That's why when we go in front of the Lord, we beg and cry, please, I need your mercy. What do we cry? I need your mercy. Without his sanction, nobody can enter there. Like you go to immigration, all of us are part of immigration game. You go to immigration officer, that guy decides whether he wants to sanction or doesn't want to sanction. Can you say, oh, look at me, I practice bhakti, grant me? Give a kick, get out. One time, this brahmachari is explaining, he went for a visa interview and his turn was behind. He saw there was a wonderfully dressed gentleman. All documents were crisp, arranged very nicely. Qualification was there. Put it in front of the immigration officer. Within 2 minutes, rejected. Just after that, a lady came. He had a child crying, a small child. The officer asked, "Give me this document." She opened the file, all the documents fell off. She was searching which document or child is crying this thing. Give me the passport. Took the passport, stamped. What is this?
Oh,
How is that possible? How could that guy who has all the qualification didn't get it? And here this girl or lady has most of the documents missing. She is figuring out the document. She get the visa stamp. We cannot apply on the principles of knowledge or gyan here. Oh, how come how we get mercy is how we please Krishna. How we please Krishna by pleasing his devotees. And that can only happen when we associate with people. I am thinking I'll stay at home and I'll practice bhakti. I don't need devotees. How would I please the devotees? If I don't please the devotees, when one child cry, when 10 child cry, when the mother comes, she feels everyone is crying for this. Let me see why this guy is crying. So when devotees pray for us, Krishna, please take care of this devotee. Then Krishna, hey, this guy I have to focus. Why? So many requests are coming. Why let me see who's this guy. Our bhakti is so tiny, so little. We can't get Krishna's attention. I'll be very honest. If we are thinking that way. Even Ravana did thousands of years tapasya. Thousands of years. Hiranyakashipu stopped eating for thousands of years. And finally got to see Brahma. Question is, even Brahma ji ko please karne ke liye, he spent 1,000 years.
Just for
his
Krishna.
boss is going to be pleased with our menial, our small bhakti. That guy stopped eating for 1,000 years. Here, Ekadashi is a trouble for us. Here, eat without drinking water, without other things is difficult. What to talk about? What is the probability of we getting it? Negligible, not there. Probability is zero. But Krishna's mercy and Bhaktos, devotees' mercy can pick it up. Very important. So what do? We serve devotees. We please them. They should know me. When I leave my body, I can't remember. I can't hear. I can't read. But when they are there, Krishna will make an intention. Boss, who is this person? I want to give him my life. Make sense? You go ahead. You had some question.
Yeah, probably. It's regarding. So we talked about the souls, right? Suicide. They get the subtle body. Probably we do Pinda Pradhan every 1 year.
Yeah.
So it's like a prasadam, right? I mean, we're
Correct.
offering prasadam
Correct.
to the dead people. I mean, who have left the body.
Mm.
So they are maybe in different planets. That is the reason. I mean, it's a calculation, right? Probably
Yes.
one year equal to 1 day. So
Yeah.
we offer every year.
Mm.
So what happened to the persons who left the body out of suicide? Probably
That is-
can
that
we
is,
still do that, or
We should still do we should still do
still
Pitradan.
can they and one more question? Probably.
Yes,
Can we
they can
include-
they can get the body.
Okay.
They can get the body with that.
Can we
Pindaran.
have them in our prayers? Will also help probably
Yes.
those who left the body.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why it's very important. Pindadan is, we are practicing bhakti, but Pindadan has to be offered to our Pitras. Make sense?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I think we'll cover one more verse. Shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha
Sutram chakshuspashanam cha
rasanam grahanam eva cha
Rasanam grahanam eva cha
adhisthaya manaschayam
adhisthaya manaschayam
vishayanupasevate.
vishayanupasevate.
Can you read the translation?
The living entity, thus taking another gross body, obtained a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, and sense of touch, which are proved about the mind. He thus enjoys a particular set of sense objects.
Clear? We already covered in previous verse.
Yeah.
Based on that, I develop my nose, ear, everything, the thought
All based on
processes.
the
Correct.
previous
Correct.
requirements.
Correct. And the new body, I have to get that body. I think we'll cover this verse also. Utkramantam sthitam vapi
Kramantam sthitam vapi
Bunjanam va gunavitam
Bunjanam va gunanvitam
Vimurananupashyanti
Vimudhananupashyanti
Pashyanti jnana chakshusha.
Pashyanti jnanachakshusha.
Beautiful. I forgot we are supposed to continue till 8:30 because we will start from 7:35 every day. Can you read the translation, Prabhu Satya Prabhu?
The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spell of modes of nature. But one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this.
Ah, can I understand after leaving this body which body I'll get? Unfortunately, I can't get it because this is law of karma. He enjoys under the spell of modes of nature. Modes of nature are always working on us. Sometimes I don't want to do something, but modes of nature make me do something, and I feel, why did I become angry? I didn't want to become angry, so we get stuck there. But who are trained in the knowledge can see all this. I'll give you one example. This Maharaj, I post his videos pretty often on Vaishnava's Sangha group. This Maharaj, he speaks generally in Hindi, English also he speaks, but I posted. He was with one devotee in Vrindavan, and this devotee would always, not always, he would most of the time will say, oh, this guy is doing like that, this guy is doing like that, this guy is doing like that. Maharaj would say, hey, you are in Vrindavan, don't criticize, don't talk ill about other people. Maharaj is telling he ended up becoming a monkey in Vrindavan, running from one branch to another branch. So this is the people who have gyan have crystal clear. My spiritual master, when my wife was leaving, he said, Radha Krishna are waiting for you in spiritual world. They are eagerly waiting for you. We can see where we are heading. Spiritual master knows what is our role in spiritual world. They can tell you before leaving the body. That's why Guru is so important. So, like in material world, we are taking different roles, but our position in spiritual world is unique. It's always there. And Guru tells you that, look, that seva that you are going to render in spiritual world. Without Guru, you cannot get that identity. That's very important. Without Guru, I cannot get that. So when I leave my body, perfected my life, Guru will tell me what seva I'm going to render in spiritual world. Right? So we'll just quickly read. The word Jnana Chakshusha is very significant. Without knowledge, one cannot understand how a living entity leaves his present body, nor what from a body is going to going to take a next life, nor even why he is living in a particular type of body. Can I identify? No. This requires a greater amount of knowledge understood from Bhagavad Gita and similar literature heard from bona fide spiritual master. You see that? Spiritual master. Everything is about that. One who is trained to perceive all these things is fortunate. Every living entity is quitting his body under certain circumstances. I was just talking about it, this Prabhu leaving his body in a very tragic accident. I don't know much about it, but I was told it's a very tragic accident. He's living under certain circumstance. He's enjoying under certain under the spell of material nature. As a result, he's suffering different kind of happiness and distress under the illusion of sense gratification. Persons who are everlastingly fooled by lust and desire lose all power to understand their change of body and their stay in particular body. You just forget. Life is like an ice cream eaten before it melts. We don't realize, man, there is going to be an end. And there is going to be a destination I'm going to get it to. Not that everyone will go back there. Right? That's the problem with Christianity. Christianity, what does it say? Oh, if you worship Jesus, you come to church every weekend. After that, you eat whatever you like to do, kill animals, no problem. You come back to heavenly planets. You come to heavens. They call it not heavenly planet, they say heavens. Interesting. I do whatever nonsense I do and then I'll get there. That means I get a license on the name of that. Again, I'm not saying that Christianity is wrong. It is about the conception of Christianity which people follow is wrong. Or you do whatever nonsense. So you go to church every Sunday to beg forgiveness from Jesus Christ, please forgive me for all my sins, and next day you start performing another sin. Whole week you again sin and again you go to church. What is this? Do you think we'll go to heavens just doing all this nonsense throughout the life and begging? It doesn't work that way. We have to live a life of sanctity, life of bhakti, to teach us where we are heading towards. You buy a ticket to go to New Jersey, you can't say I want to London, I want to go to London with this ticket. Sorry, sir. You bought a ticket to New Jersey. Based on my karma, I can only get there. How can I say I got want this spot? Then some people come, oh, why God is partial? Oh, he gave me $1 million. I'm a fakir. Why? Why you decide your karma? I didn't do your karma. Why didn't you think about when you're performing karma that what am I doing? Very important. When we go for book distribution, people don't want to even stop and see the book.
That's true.
Hey, just get out of, like my son just went for book distribution. He was telling one guy, he's a child, right? Hey, get out in front of my car.
He said like that.
Person is saying, he was very disappointed. He said, how can a person say like that? Because he didn't see it. So sad.
But Indian or
Whatever. American was there. Even Indians,
Even-
bro. I was just distributing a book.
At least some ladies, they will at least listen from the Indian.
Yeah. I had one old couple. This Prabhu is coming, very old couple, and his wife is coming. Bhagavad Gita. No. Do you want to give it to them? No. Literally, like his wife is smiling.
polite.
His wife is smiling behind. This guy is this. Again, what are we saying? I'm saying, Krishna, I don't need you. Saying no to Bhagavad Gita, meaning, Krishna, I don't need you. You remember that person, bro? We were distributing it together last weekend. We should do that together actually as a Bhakti Vriksha. A lot of devotees go together, book distribution. It purifies your ego. Like I would think, oh, I'm earning this much salary, man. This guy is hardly earning $20 an hour, and I'm distributing to him. Who are you, man, to tell me get out? Ego. When somebody says no, then ego hurts. How can you? Yeah, that's the life is all about. Doesn't work the way we want it. So it's
So
very
those who want, like example, who was rejected, they will not realize it this life.
yeah.
So again,
So
they
what-
will birth
yeah.
again. They will suffer.
They might not
Suffer.
even born as
Yeah.
human.
Yeah, simple. I'm not respecting the laws of nature, which is giving me a human body. What again? I don't want to say anything on. This is how material nature works, right?
This reminds me of a story of Jada Bharata.
Very important. Prabhu has read Bhagavad Gita. He came to one temple. He's coming for Mangalarti, attending very sincerely. Yesterday, I'm about to start a new batch. I'm still figuring out more people. If you have friends to start first chapter Bhagavad Gita, I'm starting every Monday. He came yesterday. Prabhu, are you doing Bhagavad Gita? Prabhu, I don't have people. I don't want to start. Otherwise, other people will just not be able to connect because I'm already there ahead in the chapter. But Jadabal, carry forward from his previous life.
Yeah.
He is the best example. Not that because of his karma he had to go through. Lord took him as a personal example. Man, can you do it for me? He was doing a drama on behalf of the Lord. Same way Bhishma did.
I never heard Proji in highlights of that. What is it? Jada?
Jada Bharat.
Jada
So he was a Bharat Maharaj. You know our country's name is Bharatvarsh. Where
Yeah.
does it come from?
Yeah, different.
From him only came
Oh, is it?
Bharat Maharaj. That is how our country's name became Bharat. Bharat.
Oh, okay.
The
He-
only sin he does was he
No sin, not sin.
not sin, the taking of the
Mistake.
deer.
Yeah. So he went. He retired from his kingly duty and he went to the forest.
Bharatan is not that Bharata, or this is different.
Not the Ram's.
Yeah,
Bharat,
yeah.
Not
okay.
this. So this is another king.
Mhm.
So he went to forest to practice austerity, practice bhakti. He saw a mother deer was there near the river, and then the lion roared, and then she had a miscarriage. She had her child fell down, and she died immediately. So Bharat Maharaj saw this deer. He said, "Oh, someone has to take care. He's up in the forest." He was taking care of him. Slowly, he stopped doing his meditation, focusing on that. Where would my deer be now? What would be eating? Was he safe?
He was
What
so much
happened?
attached to the
So much
deer.
attached, thinking about he left his body. So what happened? What is he thinking about?
Dear,
Deer.
next life he will
Next
come
life
as a
he
deer.
became a deer. But because he practiced bhakti, even in the body of a deer, he remembered his past life. So what he was doing as a deer would not do any nonsense. There were rishis near their hermitage who will just eat
Again born
grass.
at same
So
place.
so he took birth as a Jad birth, which Prabhuji is talking about. Thank you, bro. What does Jad means? Mand buddhi. I don't have a brain. So he would behave like a stupid person. His father would think about it, what is going to happen. His brother will teach, uh, will basically take away all the property and all this. The father is worried. So he's like, "Yeah, I have nothing because of the if I show up, I am brainy, I have this thing, then people will come and praise me, or people will talk about. Then I'll take it in a wrong. Forget it. I'm a stupid guy. Everyone is like, this guy is stupid. There's no